on in, come on in. What's up? What's up? What's up? Come on in, family. Come on in. What's up with you, Scott? Man, we've missed you for the last several days. Scott, you've been in our prayers, man. Our thoughts and prayers. Glad to see you back. Scorpio lady, what's up? Yeah, we figured that, Scott. We was praying for all of you. You know what I mean? You, your daughter, and the grandkids. Man, family, we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Man, I'm nervous. Man, I'm holding these crystals in my hands, and my hands are sweaty. Man, on behalf of my mother-in-law, may God bless each and every one of you that come on this live. Man, may He continue to reveal Himself to you and through you. For those of you that catch this on a replay, man, may you receive those same things. What's up with you, Paul? Man, family, today's gonna be an interesting conversation. It's kind of deep. Just bear with me. I have to lay the foundation. Um, Intriguing conversation, nonetheless. You know what I mean? Intriguing conversation. Know thyself. Know thyself. You know what I mean? We're talking about the heavens. We're talking about, man, the temple, and we're talking about thyself. You know what I mean? You. Man, there's so much that we learn from ourselves by looking at what God did in the Bible, by looking at what transpired. You know what I mean? And so much that the church robs us of. You know what I mean? We miss. I knew this was gonna happen as soon as we got going with the cops outside. Man, we miss so much from church. Stay with me. It's not bashing church or anything of that nature, but we miss so much when we talk about church. Because in the old day, in the Israelites, they were commanded to build a temple, and that temple was in three parts. They had the outer court where anybody could show up. They had the inner chamber, or the inner holies, and then they had the holy of holies, which was like the deepest part of the chamber. Was the deepest part of the temple. And I bring it up because we miss so much when you take away the way that temple, you take away the significance of the temple in the Old Testament and you replace it with the church, you rob yourself of an understanding of who you are. You rob yourself of an understanding of God. Stay with me. This is going to get deep. Okay? Well, it's titled Know Thyself. Know Thyself. First verse in the Bible, God says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. And most people never caught that. They never caught that. The word heaven, heavens, is mentioned over 600 something times in the Bible. Stay with me. Over 600 something times. Heaven, heavens, plural, is mentioned over 600 something times throughout the Old Testament and New Testament. The first verse of the Bible shows you that there are multiple heavens. You hear all these people talk about, man, you're going to heaven, going to heaven. We'll do. You've heard me say in the past, I don't believe none of that stupid stuff. You know what I mean? I don't believe that. You know what I mean? And what am I talking about? Stay with me. The Bible says that there are three heavens. Paul talks about the three heavens in 2 Corinthians. You know what I mean? And so in the beginning, it talks about, in Genesis 1, there are heavens, plural. And so you have all these people talking about the heavens. The ancients believed this, that there were heavens, plural heavens. And you have the heavens, the first heaven, where the birds fly. You know, that's the first heaven, you know, where you can look up and see the sky. The second heaven is outer space, the abyss, the blackness. The third heaven, or the deepest part of heaven, is where they say God dwells, in the Holy of Holies. And so when you look at how the Israelites were commanded to build the temple of God, man, you had the outer chamber. The outer chamber, anybody could come to that. Anybody could be outside the outer chamber. You know what I mean? You didn't have to be a certain type of person or any of that stuff. Anybody could show up there. You didn't have to be clean, purified, and none of that stuff. Anybody could show up in the outer chambers. On the inner chamber, that's where they made the animal sacrifices at. That's where they purified, themselves. Stay with me. In the Holy of Holies, the deepest part of the temple, the most sacred part of the temple, only the high priests can go into there once a year. And in that place, there was a cherub, two cherubs. There was the Ark of the Covenant, where they said that the Spirit of God dwelled. So God dwelled, God's presence was in the Holy of Holies, the deepest part of the tabernacle, the deepest part, the innermost part of the temple. And so when you look at the way the sky is set up, as far as the three heavens, and Paul said that he prayed unto the third heavens, and he was able to see things that he couldn't speak on, that he was able to talk about, or people could see things he couldn't put in words. And that's where God dwells. That's where the quote unquote kingdom of God is. All right. And so, but man is set up exactly like the temple in the Old Testament. Man is not set up like these stupid churches today. You know what I mean? We miss it when we talk about church. Religious people miss it when they talk about church. All these religious people, they've replaced the temple and giving you a church. Replaced the temple and they're giving you a sanctuary. They replaced the temple and give you somewhere just to come worship God. But they completely missed the importance of how the temple was set up. Why? Because you're set up the exact same way. There's three parts to us. Our ego, our head. Second part, where our heart is. The innermost part, that's where God dwells within us. That's the gut region. You guys heard me talk about this in the past. There's three brains within every human being. The ancients knew this, the ancient Native Americans, the ancient Chinese, the ancient Africans, all taught that we all have three brains within us. The brain up here, the brain in our hearts, and the brain in our guts. And then again, that's where we get the phrase, trust your gut instincts. That's where we get the phrase intuition. That all comes from your gut region. That's where God dwells. And so when Jesus says in the New Testament, man, the kingdom of God is within you, he wasn't lying. Because the kingdom of God is within you. In your gut region. That's where it communicates with you. We completely miss that because we become so religious. We completely miss that. And so when you look at how space is set up, or not space, but heavens, God does everything in numbers. I've talked about numerology, just touched on it a little bit. Numbers are important to God. Everything is based on numbers. Everything is based on numbers. And so when you look at how the Bible talks about that there's three heavens, and God is in the deepest part of the third heaven. The temple, three different sections, and God is in the deepest part of the temple. Man, there's three parts, and God dwells within the deepest part of man. But we don't talk about that stuff. We're constantly looking up to the sky, looking for God up out there. We're constantly looking outside of us for everything else. I talk all the time about, man, we have to learn how to meditate. You can only know yourself through meditation. Know thyself. Since the beginning of time, men have always asked, who am I? Why am I here? What's my purpose? You can only understand these things by going within yourself. You can only understand these things by meditating and going down into your soul, going down into your gut region where the presence of God dwells, the Most High, infinite wisdom, infinite knowledge, infinite love, all that other stuff. You know what I mean? You can only learn that stuff by going within yourself. But we're quick to pick up a book. We're quick to use our logic. We're quick to try to use our mind. You can't use your mind to understand God. You can't use your mind to understand you. You cannot use your logic to get an understanding of who God is. You cannot use your logic to get an understanding of who you are. And this is why so many of us miss it. This is why so many of us dwell up in here, because again, this is the outer temple. But we've made this the most important part of the temple. We've made this the most important part of us. We glorify this part of us, our mind, how we think, how we process information. We've made this the most important part of us, when in reality, it's the least important part of us. The most important part of us is the part that we all ignore for the most part. That's in our soul. That's our gut region. That's why the great majority of us are not intuitive. Because we've lost that connection. We don't know how to be intuitive. Because we're not connected to our greater version of, we're not connected to God, to the Most High, or whatever you want to call it. Because we're all up here. We're all up here. And it's a trip, because when you look at the three heavens, man, you can look up into the sky. And on most days, when the clouds are not and it's not foggy, you could just look up into the sky, into the blue sky, and it's just, man, it goes forever. You know what I mean? But that's just the first heaven. That's the outer temple. That's just the first heaven. You got to go deeper than that. And the trip is to go deeper, man, you got to go into outer space. Outer space is the black hole. It's the abyss. And it's the same thing within us. It's the same thing within us. Man, up here, you can see this. You can understand this. You can process this. But that's not who you are. To get a deeper understanding, you got to go into the black hole. You got to do your shadow work. In order to do your shadow work, you got to go within you. There's a saying, as above, so below. As above, so below. And so many people, Christians, have made that devil stuff, that's satanic, and that's, demon stuff. You know what I mean? Again, to each their own. You know what I mean? I'm not here bashing anybody. I don't care what people think. You know what I mean? But all that is saying is, man, as God has created the heavens and separated the heavens, the exact same way that he told them to build the temple. It's the same way that he told us what you did, Wilson. It's the same way that he created us. It's the same way God would talk to the high priest in the Holy of Holies, where his presence dwelled in the temple, up on the Ark of the Covenant. That was his promises, and so many other things were there. The cherubims, the angels that protected it. That's where the Spirit of God dwelled in the temple. That's not a coincidence of when Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is within you. That's in your soul. That's in your gut region. That's where the kingdom of heaven is. God within you, for God, when you're connected to God. For God, when you're you don't know that you have infinite power, infinite wisdom. You don't know that you're a beacon of love. You don't know that you have infinite power and knowledge. Because we're so busy looking for all these things externally. We're so busy looking for our women and our families to teach us who we are, to give us our identity. We're looking for our friends and our homies and everybody on the block to show us and to tell us who we are. And all of that is within us. But we don't want to go through the black hole. We don't want to do the dark nights of the soul. We don't want to go through, because we have this fear of blackness. We have this fear of darkness. And anything dark, man, that's scary. Outer space, it's scary. It's the fear of the unknown. The dark nights of the soul, it's scary. It's the fear of the unknown. Man, what am I going to find doing this? What's going to come up? I shared this story before, talking about Brahman. You know how Brahman pulled the gods together. And he was telling them, man, we got to tell men who they are. We got to tell mankind the power that they possess. We got to tell mankind the importance, their purpose. We got to give man something to do. We got to let him know who he is so he's not just aimlessly wandering around and just experimenting with life and wasting time. And so they're sitting there talking about, man, what are we going to do? How are we going to get this information to man? Or how can we keep this information from man? Because without giving man the training, man's going to take this power and abuse it. How can we keep this from man to where he finds it? But he has to find it by going within. And so the guys are like, man, let's put it in outer space. He can't get there. And they're like, yeah, but nah, he'll find a way to get there. Let's put it in the deepest oceans. Nah, he can't get there. And they thought about it some more. Yeah. Man nosy, they'll get down there. They'll get to the highest mountains. They'll get into space. But the one place man won't go is within himself. We'll spend all these years looking externally. We'll spend millions of dollars, thousands of dollars on education and everything else. We'll spend thousands of dollars asking people, who am I? Why am I here? We'll spend thousands of dollars paying these psychologists and psychiatrists and going to paying these mentors and coaches. I'm a life coach. I'm a mentor. You know what I mean? And people spend big money doing that stuff. The answer is always within you. It's always been there. It's always been within you. But we don't know how to go within ourselves because we've been so programmed to go asking everybody else. We're being so programmed to seeking teachers and counselors and all these other people to tell us and to validate us, to tell us who we are, to tell us that we're good, to tell us that we're worthy. We'll get in relationships. Why? Just to be validated. Feel like, man, I'm good enough. I'm lovable. We're all over social media and we just want to be liked. We want to be liked. And so we put ourselves out there to be liked. And people say, people don't like what we do. We personalize it and we get offended. Man, as a guy, man, one of the worst things you could do in a relationship with a young lady is let her get her hair done. Let her get her nails done, get some new makeup, get a new outfit or whatever the case may be, and you tell her, man, that looks pretty on you, man. Nice. Tell her what you think about it. And you don't even pay attention to it. You don't even acknowledge the fact, man, she just got her hair done. Man, she got all prettied up. She got all dolled up for you so you go on this date with her. And you don't even take the time to tell her, man, she's nice. We're looking for validation from everybody else. And that's why we're so confused. That's why we're so frustrated. That's why we're so angry. We're looking for something from somebody else, when in reality, you need it up inside you. I don't know if it's choppy. I don't know if it's your end or if it's my end. Can anybody else verify that? Whether it's coming across clear or not. So I don't know. Eric, my apologies. Um, Man, but we get, we're lost. We're lost. And all these things, these different programs, these different entities, as far as religion and politics and social groups and all this, man, they haven't taught us who we are. They haven't given us an understanding of who we are. They tell us about all these other great people, but that doesn't help you at all. And so a lot of us, we try to read these deep books. We try to get all these profound things and quotes, and we try to memorize them. Thank you, Sean. Work up. Hold on one second. Let's see something. All right. Hopefully that's better. I don't know if that's working. Hopefully that's better. I haven't done anything different, but hopefully my good. And so we got to figure out who we are and why you're here. Stop playing the games. Stop playing the guessing games. You don't have to guess who you are. All you got to do is go within yourself. All you have to do is get connected to infinite source, infinite wisdom. The temple of God is within you. You don't need anybody else to verify you or validate you or give you approval or any of that other stuff. We spend too much time looking externally because we've been programmed to do that since we were little kids. We've been programmed to seek the validation from mom, seek validation from pops, seek approval from all of our parents and our siblings, our teachers, our peers. And so we grow up thinking, man, I got to get everybody else's approval. I got to get everybody else's permission to be me. And you don't have to get anybody else's permission to be you. You just have to learn how to get connected to source. And you can only do that through meditation, going within yourself. You don't need to ask anybody's permission. Man, can I meditate today? Can I be the greatest version of myself today? Can I fulfill my purpose? Can I walk in my power? Can I walk in my authority? You don't need anybody's permission for that. The most important thing that you should be studying is, who are you? That should be the greatest passion that every one of us have. Man, who the hell am I? Why am I here? Am I fulfilling that? If you have things that you're more interested in, you've completely missed it. Why you're here, you've completely missed it. You're distracted. You are distracted. We have to get back to we have to get our priorities straight. You know what I mean? We have to get focused. We have to get reconnected to God, to the Most High, to Source, to infinite love. We have to change our perspective. We have to understand, man, what other people do should be of no consequence to you, should be of no value to you. What am I saying? Man, I don't care what other people do. I don't care how other people spend their time. That's their life, that's their journey. That don't have anything to do with me. Yes, I want everybody to grow. Yes, I want everybody to reach their full potential. I want everybody to walk in their power, to walk in their authority. But whether they do that or not, man, that's not up to me. So I'm not going to personalize it if they don't. I'm a Lakers fan. I'm a Raiders fan. I'm the Giants, the baseball team. Man, but none of that stuff is more growth and development. None of that stuff is more important than me understanding who I am. There's no person walking the planet more important to me than me. Stay with me. And I know this is going to sound crazy. And what I'm saying by that is, man, why do we get so hyped up on everybody else? We get so glamorized by all these people walking the planet. We get so captivated and awestruck by these entertainers and these actors and all these other people, these politicians and these people we deem as bigger than life. We get so captivated by these people and we're just their biggest fan. You know what I mean? Man, we're so stuck by them and we want to be like them. And we completely miss the fact that, dang, I didn't come here because of you. I didn't come here because I want to walk in your shadow. I didn't come here because I want to walk in your footsteps. I didn't come here because I want to be like you. No, I came here to understand who I am. I came here to walk in my power, to walk in my authority. I came here to be the greatest version of myself. You came here to be the greatest version of yourself. That should be your number one priority in life. Your number one priority in life. And I know we get distracted with working. I know we get distracted with kids and grandkids and family and relationships and all that other stuff. And that's you missing the mark. You know what I mean? That's you getting distracted. That's you been distracted. There's nothing wrong with family. There's nothing wrong with spending time with your loved ones. There's nothing wrong with taking your queen or your king or your kids, your grandkids out on the town and just hanging out to the beach at a park or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. But your priority shouldn't be, man, I just want to spend all my time with my grandkids. Man, I just want to spend all my time with my significant other and not deal with my stuff and not understand who I am, not understand why I'm here. Not work on my issues because I'm so busy chasing behind you. I'm so busy trying to spend time with you. You should be your biggest fan. You should be your greatest hero. You should be. Man, we have to grow up. We have to understand why we're here. We have to understand that it's our responsibility to deal with our stuff. It's our responsibility to take what we learn in school and church and all that other crap. But it's our responsibility to educate ourselves. It's our responsibility to teach ourselves. It's our responsibility to love ourselves, to value ourselves. We know so much about everything else and so little about us. So little about us. It's like whatever you're passionate about, whether it's drawing, you know, and there's a young lady that I knew that used to be a great artist. Well, she's still a great artist. And man, she would take like 20, 30 something colors of crayons and she would say she's gonna draw a tree. And it's like, what do you need all those colors for? You just need a brown trunk and some green leaves, for, you know what I mean? For the branches, 3 colors at most, you know what I mean? But no, it took 20, 30 something colors, different crayons to get the trunk, the color that she wanted. It took different colors, the green, the yellow, a little bit of orange, a little bit of brown, and the leaves and the branches. Took all these different colors, orange and just all purple, all these different colors I never even thought about. She was meticulous about her artwork. And yet she knew absolutely nothing about herself. I know people that could break down a car and build a car up from scrap. But they can't tell you anything about themselves. I know people that get in the kitchen and they can walk in any kitchen. And no matter what you have in there, they could take what you have, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and make a gourmet meal out of it. And the presentation be on point. But they can't tell you anything about them. I know people that love baseball, basketball, football, and all these other things. And they could tell you who won the pennant in 1969, who won the Cy Young Award in 1977, and all this other crazy statistics. But they can't tell you anything really about themselves. They talk to you about superficial stuff, but they can't tell you who they are and why they're here. They can't tell you what their purpose is. People tell you anything you want to know about investments, about the stock market, about mutual funds. But they can't tell you anything about themselves. I know young ladies that could do hair and do nails and makeup. Man, their stuff is on point. They could take the most plain Mary Jane person or the person with all these blemishes on their face and, all of that. And when they get done with them, they could have that person look like a totally different person. Because they could put the makeup on just right and meticulously, I can't even say the word, and cover up all of their blemishes. But they can't tell you who they are and why they're here. We're passionate about everything else except for our own growth and development, except for us walking in our purpose. We have to understand why we're here. We have to understand be our last breath. That every one of us have a destiny with the other side. Every one of us have a prearranged date to take our last breath. And none of us know when we're taking that last breath. None of us know that. We should be so passionate about growth and development. We should be so passionate about reaching our full potential. Stop worrying about everybody else. Stop tripping about other people. Stop tripping about what's going on around you. And I know you guys hear me say this stuff a lot. It's like, man, we got to get this. We got to get this understanding. Because as long as you're focused on all this other stuff, you can never really have peace of mind. You can never really have real joy. You have to learn to go within yourself. When you learn to go within yourself, nothing matters to you. Nothing. You're not fazed by even the stuff externally. You're not tripping off the gas price and all this because I'm not. It's all good. It's all good. You can't control that stuff. Why are you getting anxious about it? Why are you stressing over it? Why are you wigging out over it? All you're doing is lowering your frequency. All you're doing is disconnecting yourself from the greatest version of yourself. Anytime you start getting fear or anxiety, depression, and any of that other stuff, you're lowering your frequency and you're disconnected from the greatest version of yourself. Anytime you start getting worried and stressed out and full of fear, that's God's source, the universe's way saying, hey, you disconnected from me. You're disconnected from me. You're not walking in your purpose. You're not walking in your authority. You're not walking in the power that you have. That's why you have these emotions. That's why you're depressed. That's why you're suicidal. That's why you're frustrated. Because you're not connected anymore. Man, my hope and prayer, and I say this a lot, man. We're going to change the world. We're going to change the world one person, one heart, and mind at a time. They have to start. We have to get on point. We have to start taking our growth and development serious. We have to take, man, who we are and why we're here serious. We have to stop acting like we got 50, 60 years to figure it out. And I stress the stuff so much because I don't waiting until you get my age to like, man, okay, now I'm gonna start walking in my alignment. Now I'm gonna start meditating. Now I'm gonna reach my full potential. Now I'm gonna do what I came here to do. Don't wait till you're 50 something years old to figure that out. Don't wait till you're 50 something years old to start doing that. Man, this is not gonna be a long video. We're wrapping it up. Family, we have to take our growth and development serious. We have to stop playing games. We have to stop wasting time. One of the things I used to do when I worked in the prisons was before the guys could graduate from my, they had to write an obituary. And what I mean, they had to write down all the stuff that they wanted to accomplish when they graduated out of the program or when they got out of the prison. If they had 25 years left, if they had 15, whatever, this is what they wanted to accomplish when they died. This is all the stuff that they wanted to be able to say, man, this is my legacy for humanity. This is what I was able to get accomplished before my last breath. And so they had to write all that stuff down, what they want to do with the rest of their life. And so after they did it, and so I'll sit there and I'm reading it. And so anytime I would see them on the yard, or anytime I see them in the cluster, in the pod, and they're acting up or they're tripping out or getting ready to get into it or whatever the case may be, I'll pull them into the office and be like, hey, you said such, you want to accomplish this and that. How is what you're doing right now, is that helping you accomplish that? Or is that distracting you? Everybody wants to accomplish certain things, but most of us don't create goals to get there. Most of us don't create a plan of how we're gonna do it. We want to be successful. We want to be millionaires. We want to be in a happy relationship. We want all these things. We want to buy a house. We want all this stuff, but we don't come up with a game plan of how to accomplish those things. And so when you write this game plan down, all businesses, all successful businesses, large, man, they have a business plan. This is what we're focused on. They have can't even think of it right now. Man, just brain fart. But it's like a statement, and it tells you what the purpose is of that company, why they're here, what they want to accomplish. And that's something that we have to do as individuals. We have to write down our plans. We have to be able to sit there and say, man, by the time I'm such and such an age, this is what I want to accomplish. This is what I'm going to do to help me get there. Mission statement. Thank you. Yes. All big businesses, successful businesses have mission statements. Why? Because just looking at that statement, it tells you who they are and where they're going. Their mission statement tells you who they are and what they're doing and where they're going. What is your mission statement? What is the mission statement of your life? Who are you? Is what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, is that helping you accomplish your mission? Or is it distracting you from your mission? That's how you determine, or that's how you tell whether you're connected or not. That's how you tell whether you're in alignment with God or not. That's how you tell whether you're in alignment, your greatest version of your greatest good or not. Is it in alignment with my mission statement? If my mission statement is to be a beacon of hope and love and what to do and be successful, financial, but weekend I'm turning up and getting lit and I'm wasting all this money, killing all these brain cells by getting drunk and high and all this other, man, my actions ain't supporting my mission statement. Everything that you say about yourself, if you're a king, if you're a queen, if you're a boss, if you're a lady, whatever it is you say, is what are your actions supporting that? Can somebody look at your actions and is like, man, this is what this person's about? Can somebody look at your energy? Because you can say what you want to say. Your energy never lies. You can say all the night, you can write your mission statement for your life all you want to. But your frequency and your energy is never going to lie. And so we don't have to read your mission statement. We can just get your frequency. We could just tell by your energy, whether you're connected or whether you're walking in alignment or not. And this is not to judge anybody or put anybody down. I've talked to so many people who said, man, I want to do this, I want to be this, I want to be this, I want to be this. And you talk to them 3 years and they haven't accomplished anything. Talk to young people, college, and man, what have you done? What have you done in these 4 years? What have you done in these 2 or 3 years of this job? How have you spent your money? Have you blown it on stupid stuff? I know people with 40 pairs of shoes. And to each their own. You know what I mean? To each their own. Do you? Does your life reflect your purpose? Can you look at yourself eye to eye in the mirror and say, man, I'm walking in my authority. I'm walking in my purpose. I'm doing what I came here to do. I don't have time hanging out with the homies, chasing these little girls and getting drunk and running the streets and banging and slinging and wasting all of this time. I don't have time investing in people and relationships that I shouldn't be investing in. What is your mission statement for your life? Do you have a mission statement for your life? What are your goals for your life? What are you going to do with the rest of your life? If you had 25 years left to live, and you know 25 years from this date, you're going to take your lap. I don't know what happened to my phone. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I think it just cut me off. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my phone. I think it just cut me off, the connection. But if you knew you were going to die 25 years from now, what would you do? Would you continue to waste time? If you knew you were going to die 10 years from now, if you knew you were going to die 15 years from now, how would you spend that time? And it's a trip. When you see people that are sick, you see people that are near death, and they know that they're going to die. The great majority of them don't have time for foolishness. The great majority, they don't have time to be tripping off their past, carrying and tripping off the baggage, the trauma and the drama that they've gone through. It's amazing how, man, when you know that time is running out, how serious you get about, man, I got to come to grips with some stuff. I got to let some stuff go. I got to get focused on some stuff. That stuff's no longer important to me anymore. I don't value this anymore. Why? Because time is short. My time is running out. And I got a limited time left, and I'm not going to waste it on stupid stuff. What is your mission statement? What is your mission statement? Are you going to get close to death and be one of those people kicking and screaming and crying and begging for more time? Or are you going to get close to death and be like, man, I've done what I came here to do. I've done everything that I came here to do. I say this all the time, man, my purpose, my goal is to die empty. Die having given everything that I was supposed to have given to this world. To die having invested in and accomplished everything that I set out to accomplish. There's a movie that I love, Bucket List. Bucket List with Morgan Freeman and I can't think of the other guy's name. I know he's a big Laker fan. He's always at the Laker games. And so, but they're getting ready to die and they have all these goals that they want to accomplish. All these things that they thought were so important that they need to get done before they die. And both of them have cancer, but man, I got to start checking this stuff off. They're late in the years, you know what I mean? They're getting old. They're already old, you know what I mean? But there's so much that they need to get accomplished. There's so much that they've wasted time on. And man, let me take care of this. Let me do this. Why? Because tomorrow could be my last day. Next year could be my last. And this is not about living in fear. This is about fulfilling your purpose. It would be a wasted life to have come here and gone through all the hell that we've gone through and not do what we came here to do. I'm going to say it again. It would be a wasted life to have gone through all the hell, all the pain, all the suffering, all the rejections and abandonment and the issues that we've carried. It would be a wasted life to have gone through all of that crap and not grown and reached our full potential and not grown through that stuff and not accomplished what we came here for. I didn't come here just for the sole purpose of seeing my father murder my mom. I didn't come here just for the sole purpose of being molested and having all the crap that I've went through. I didn't go through that hell for nothing. Nah, man, I'm going to give life the best I got. Why? Because all that crap that I went through is not going to be in vain. It's not going to be for nothing. All of that stuff helped me get to where I'm at. All of that stuff is helping me accomplish what I came here to accomplish. And I didn't come here to accomplish to see how many trees I could smoke. I didn't come here to accomplish to sit back and talk about how great my drinking game is, how deep my pockets are, how many women I've slept with. What is your mission statement? What is your purpose? Are you fulfilling your purpose on a daily basis? What are you doing every day to help you get to your end goal? Every day you should be doing something to add to your legacy. Every day you should be doing something to add to your legacy. If that's, man, I'm taking today, I'm not doing anything as far as talking to nobody. I'm taking some time out to walk in nature. Man, I'm regrouping, I'm grounding, I'm reconnecting. I'm detoxing, I'm purging some of this negative energy. I'm releasing some stuff. That's self-preservation. That's you healing you. That's you taking care of you. That's helping you. What are you doing to help you accomplish what you came here to accomplish? Stop wasting time. Stop experimenting with life. Get connected to infinite knowledge. Get connected to infinite wisdom. Get connected to the Most High, to the greatest version of yourself. And you ain't got to spend 30, 40, 50 years trying to figure out who the hell you are and why you're here. If you tap into that early, man, you'll know that early. You'll know that early. It's amazing how some people come and they know who they are and what they're supposed to accomplish from the gate. And as early as little kids, they're about their business. They're on a mission. This is what I came here for. That's not the life that the great majority of us live. And so we have to get reconnected. And you can only do that by going within yourself. You love your kids, you love your grandkids, you love humanity. Leave an awesome legacy. Leave a legacy of growth and development. Leave a legacy of being a role model and a beacon of hope, a beacon of love, a beacon of light. So many of us were up in age. We wasted so much time on stupid stuff. And we've done that so that now we could talk to the younger people. Man, don't waste time like we did. Man, don't squander the best years of your life wasting it on stupid stuff. Don't wait till you get 50 and 60 years old and start thinking about retirement. Why? Don't be like me. Let my life be an example of what not to be like. Let my life of wasting so much time on foolish stuff be an example. You could be better than me. You should be better than me. And I would tell this to all my kids. All my sons like, man, Dad, I want to grow up and be just like you. And that would piss me off. And I would tell them, you better not be like me. I'm going to be offended and pissed off if you turn out just like me. I didn't go through all the hell that I've gone through so that you could be like me. You should be able to stand on my shoulders and go so much further. You shouldn't have to go through all the hell that I've gone through. You shouldn't have to learn all the stuff that I had to learn the hard way. You should be able to look at my life and use it as an example and stand on my shoulders. Stand on my shoulders. And so often we get frustrated, those of us that grew up poor, we get frustrated with the rich because they're like, man, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Why? Because financially, the poor don't have anybody's shoulders to stand on. And so the rich, man, they're standing on their parents' shoulder, and those parents are standing on their parents' shoulders, and they got this generational wealth. They ain't got to start off at ground zero. They don't have to start out broke and busted and disgusted and nobody teaching them about banking and money management and delayed gratifications and investments. So as young kids, these kids are taught that stuff. So they know, okay, man, this is good money management. Man, this, I gotta take care of my credit score. I gotta take care of this and we'll do. And so I'm starting making money and I'm investing it as a kid because I'm learning some stuff from my parents. I'm learning some stuff from my grandparents. We got this generational wealth and it's up to me to continue it. It's up to me to take it to the next level. So many of us that grew up poor and didn't grow up in that type of healthy family, that grew up in toxic families where everybody was drug addicts or religious fanatics or whatever the case may be, man, we're struggling. We're struggling. Man, who the hell am I? We have no clue who we are or why we're here. And so you look at these wealthy kids and they grow up with a sense of purpose. They grow up with a sense of an identity. Man, I'm like my grandfather, Wilbur T. Marshall, or whoever they are. Man, he was a founder of this and that. And my daddy took the business to another level, and now we got 30 branches, and now it's up to me to take it to another level. So as kids, they're taught who they are. They're taught why they're here. And so they go to school and they learn business management. They go to school and learn accounting. They go to school and they learn business law and all these things that's helping the business family or the family business. That's not how most of us grew up. Most of us, before we was 18, our credit score is already messed up. Parents using our name on credit. Using our credit, our name on the gas company, the electricity's in our name, the cable's in our name. We got all this other stupid stuff in our name, and we ain't even 18 years old yet. You know what I mean? And so, man, we don't know about all that stuff. We don't know why we're here. And so there's so much that we got to make up time for. There's so much that we have to learn and teach ourselves. And so by the time we get to the age of 40 something, man, my credit is, man, it's not where it should be because I didn't know nothing about that. Nobody taught us that stuff. Man, okay, I got to teach myself now. My parents didn't lace me up with that. So we grew up in survival mode. Yeah, Scorpio lady, survival mode. That's all we know. And as long as you're in survival mode, you can never reach your full potential. As long as you're in survival mode, you'll never really have peace of mind and joy. As long as you're in survival mode, you'll never be all that you came here to be. You cannot thrive while you're in survival mode. So we're happy just making it through the day. We're happy just making it through the week. We're happy just making it through the school year. We have to change our perspective. We have to tap into the greatest version of ourselves, tap into infinite knowledge, infinite wisdom. That's where all the answers are at. But we wasn't taught that. We was taught to pray to God. We was taught to look for Jesus. We was taught to pray to Allah and all this other stuff, and to each their own. You're not going to reach your full potential praying to an external God. You're not going to reach your full potential being religious and dogmatic. You can only do that by going within yourself. And so, man, we got to get focused. What is your legacy going to be? How are you going to reach your legacy? How are you going to accomplish your goals? What are you doing on a daily basis that's contributing to you reaching your full potential? Man, we have to grow up. And we have to change our perspective. We have to get outside of our ego. That's where the great majority of us live. Because we don't know any better. Because that's survival mode. Man, that's just having fun. Man, my hope and prayer. We're in June. June is almost over. The year's halfway over. 2022 is halfway over. And if we're not careful, it's going to be December 31st. And we're going to have all these things that we want to accomplish next year. We're going to be so excited about the New Year's. We're going to have all these things that, man, I'm going to do this next year. I'm going to get in shape next year. I'm going to find my man next year. I'm going to start my business next year. I'm going to start my YouTube platform next year. I'm going to do this next year. I'm going to start dieting. We got all this crap that we wait till the end of the year. And December 31st, we have all these things that we say that we're going to start on January 1st. And the year's going to go around. And next June, for the great majority of us, Unfortunately, we're going to be in the same situation as we are this year. Nothing's going to have changed other than the fact that we got a year older. And that's all that's changed. And that's how most of us live our lives. Every year we get a year older. And we just get another year older and another year older and another year older. And then we look back and it's like, damn. And I'm saying this because young people, man, I graduated high school in 1988. And I can't believe I've been out of school this long already. Time flew by so fast. It went by so freaking fast. Next thing I knew, my daughter is getting ready to be born. Then I got a son getting ready to be born. And it's like, oh my God, what the hell have I done? I've been out of school 4 years. What have I accomplished? I'm a dad, a single father of 2. But what the hell have I accomplished? What am I doing with my time? And I don't want you to make that mistake, young people. I don't want you to make that mistake. Stop waiting until you get 30 and 40 and 50 years old before you get serious about why you're here. And so many young people were taught, man, just go to school and get you a good job. You could have a great job at a great company, and that company could fold up in your 18th year on the job. That company can go out of business and you lose everything. Young people, look at us as older people and say, man, I got to get it together. I got to get out of survival mode. I got to stop worrying about, man, just making enough money to pay for my kids and take care of my kids. I didn't come here just to scrape pennies, just to be able to have enough food to pay rent, or just to have enough food to be able to put some food on the table for my kids. We have to get it together. You have to know who you are and why you're here. Stop wasting time. You'll never get that time back. You'll never get that time back. And you're going to get 40 and 50 and 60 years old, and you're going to regret, dang, I wasted the best years of my life. Dang, I squandered so much time, and I don't have anything to show for it. I still don't even know who I am or why I'm here. I see so many young men that's locked up in prison. I have cousins that just turned 18 years old and they're facing 30-something years behind bars. I got a cousin that's who went in when he was 19 years old for attempted murder. Already had 2 strikes against him. Man, we have to get busy. Not busy doing stupid stuff. Get busy fulfilling our purpose. Get busy understanding who we are and why we're here. Man, I hope that something is said that's helped you Scorpio lady, free Mickey. What is that? I've seen you post that several times, and I've been wanting to ask you, what is free Mickey about? I hope and pray that something was said that, man, it helps us. You know what I mean? It puts things in perspective for us. Man, create a mission statement for yourself. Young people, create a mission statement. What are you going to do with your life? Okay, got you. We have to create a mission statement. But not only do we have to create a mission statement, we have to tap into that power, that knowledge, that information within us, so that we're not wasting time. Because I'm going to share something with you young people. You could do something good and it'd be the wrong thing for you. You can do something that seems like it's a good thing to do, but it'd be the absolutely wrong thing for you to do. Stop going down useless rabbit holes. Stop trying to prove how woke you are. Stop trying to figure out the government and the Illuminati and all this other crazy, stupid shit. Stop wasting your time on that craziness. That has absolutely nothing to do with who you are. Who are you? Why are you here? You can only get that answer from going within you. Tapping into infinite power, infinite source, the Most High, God, source, universe, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. You can only get that information from going within you and being in alignment. Man, again, I hope and pray that something was shared that turned on the light or that helped you in some shape or form. I love you guys. My queen loves you guys. We love you guys. We're thankful and we're so grateful that you guys are here on this platform with us. We're thankful for just your energy and how you guys connect with each other and the respect that you guys have for each other on this platform. Namaste. The God within me sees, recognizes, acknowledges, and cherishes the God within you, each of you. God is within you. He's always been within you. Always. I don't care what you've gone through. I don't care what you've done. He's always been there. Get connected. And you'll be able to live the greatest version of your life. We love you. Happy healing. Peace.